on the next episode of AMC's The Walking Dead.
It worked. We'll roll in. Time to give up.
There's no more supplies going in, but there might be people. We have to be ready.
Get guns and get away on foot. All you need to do is survive tonight.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and analyzing the new promo trailer and the 2 new sneak peeks for next week's episode of The Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 8, How It's Gotta Be. With that being said, warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to the most recent episode 807, and let's jump right into this. Now, although there's a promo trailer and a sneak peek released on AMC's YouTube, I thought that we'd instead first take a look at the exclusive Talking Dead sneak peek for the episode, as it gives everything a little bit more context.
You may be wondering why the hell your lookouts didn't sound the alarm. See, we are polite. I mean, I don't know when they're gonna wake up from that kind of shock, but they should wake up.
The sneak peek opens up with Carl and Michonne turning around surprised at the sounds of Negan's voice from a megaphone or something. He first says that it's over and that they've lost, and then he starts saying that he wants everyone to start thinking of apologies and that the one with the worst apology is going to get killed. He then announces that they have 3 minutes to open the gates and present Rick for Negan to kill in front of everyone, or else they'll start destroying the place. This most likely involves an attack on Alexandria that happened in the comics, except it seems to be happening at nighttime in the show.
So let's just cut through the cow shit. You lose. It's over. So you're gonna line up in front of your little houses and you're gonna work up some apologies. And then the person with the latest one is gonna get killed. Then I kill Rick in front of everybody and we move on. You have 3. Count them. 3 minutes to open this gate, or we start bombing the shit out of you.
They got out.
Come on.
Michonne looks just completely shocked, as she's probably realizing that she was way too lenient with her friends. Because Daryl and Tara created a huge hole in the sanctuary walls, they let the zombies in and also created an exit. Although this did cause many zombies to horde in and kill some saviors and civilians, they still got up to the 2nd floor. Now, we haven't exactly seen Negan and the saviors escape the sanctuary, as them appearing at Alexandria is supposed to be a surprise, but I assume that they just took out all the zombies and left through that big hole in the wall. Before, the issue was that they didn't want to risk opening the doors at all, because then they would lose people. It's not that they wouldn't be able to necessarily retreat to higher levels of the factory and eventually take out all the zombies and escape, it's just that they didn't want to risk the sanctuary being infiltrated in the first place by the horde at all. But now that Daryl and Tara have opened the doors for them, they've been forced to accept, possibly losing a few of their own as they fight their way out. The point was for the zombies to trap Negan and the saviors in the sanctuary long enough for them to run out of food, water, and all resources in general. It was supposed to make them weak as they fight amongst themselves and are unable to sleep. I understand that Daryl and Tara wanted to just make sure that it's done, but they didn't even do that. They just created a big hole and assumed that the horde would take out Negan and the saviors. Now, I get that everyone isn't as badass as Rick and Daryl, but Negan and the saviors have survived this long as well. You gotta give them credit for probably knowing how to kill a few zombies. Considering all the zombies that Rick and gang fought through during No Way Out in Season 6, you'd think that they would maybe consider Negan surviving a possibility as well. But no, in the promo trailer for next week, we see Daryl and them all back at the sanctuary as if the deed is done, just to get caught off guard that following night when Negan appears at their doorstep. I personally thought that Tara and or Daryl were going to sneak into the sanctuary as well in order to kill Dwight themselves. Wasn't that their original plan? I thought that they were not only going to do Daryl's plan where he wanted to open a huge entrance for the zombies to flood in, but that they were also going to do Tara's plan and sneak in and kill Dwight or even Negan themselves. They just kinda ran away after they floored the truck into the sanctuary building. But with the Talking Dead sneak peek out of the way, let's go ahead and address the rest of the promo trailer from AMC's YouTube page. we see Rick and Jadis openly approach the entrance to the sanctuary, which probably isn't the best idea. As we can see, they get lit up with gunfire but somehow manage to run away. I'm unsure of how many of Jadis's people die here, if any, but Rick gets completely cornered by gunfire. After seeing one of their lookouts dead, along with the sanctuary entrance empty, you'd think that they would be more cautious about sneaking around the building to check it out, but nope, they just march their soldiers down the center of the street. Anyways, does everyone at Alexandria attempt to make an escape, or what exactly is going on here? Carl says we have guns, get away on foot, and he looks like he's grabbing a bunch of M18 smoke grenades, that's what it says at least, so do they use these smoke grenades to get away? We then see Tara, Michonne, Rosita, and Daryl sneaking through the woods as Daryl throws a flare into the middle of the road. So why is this? Are they trying to distract zombies or saviors, or are they trying to signal someone? This promo is really trying to insist the idea that they might actually sneak out of Alexandria, but I don't know how the hell they're gonna manage that. I assume that Negan probably has the place surrounded, so how are they gonna get out of this? Negan obviously thinks that they're not just going to run out the back exit, right? It can't be that simple. Also, nothing like this ever happened in the comics when Negan attacked. Now, in the next few days, I'll be creating a prediction video for next week's episode where I actually look into the comics and base some theories off of that. But for now, let's go ahead and move on to the scenes with Maggie and Jesus, as that is also what the sneak peek is about. So in the promo trailer, we can hear Maggie say, "There's no more supplies going in, but there may be people, we have to be ready." Jesus and Maggie discuss whether or not they think the saviors will surrender, to which Maggie confidently says that they will. So is this everyone from the hilltop on their way to meet everyone else at the sanctuary for Negan's surrender? They haven't been updated on the events happening since episode 805, so they have no clue of what Daryl and Tara did. They are unaware about Negan attacking Alexandria, along with Rick and Jadis being ambushed at the sanctuary. And so as they continue down the road, they actually start approaching an ominous tree cut down right in the middle of it. With my expression lighting up about the same as Maggie's, I was getting some serious flashback vibes of the season 6 finale when Rick and gang got first cornered by Negan. Considering that that was the night Maggie's husband died, I'm not surprised that she instantly clues into what is going on. Jesus was never there, so he may have not directly ever seen the saviors chop down trees like this before, but Maggie definitely has.
Slow down.
What is it?
Tree in the road wasn't there before.
Could have fallen on its own. Trees do that.
It's them.
Now, as far as Negan actually getting the upper hand halfway through the war, we've been predicting that something like this would happen for a while, but it's kinda surprising how quickly they have Negan turn things on us. The general idea is that Rick and gang would start out with the upper hand at the beginning of the war during season 8, but that Negan would make a comeback by the mid-season finale. This appears to be happening, but they're creating it to be as big of a surprise for the viewers as it is for the characters, which is pretty great, but what exactly is happening to everyone? What's going on with Maggie and Jesus? What about Rick and Jadis? How will our survivors at Alexandria handle Negan knocking on their doors? How did Negan even escape exactly? With what seems like all of our characters getting ambushed in all of the previews, things are definitely not looking good whatsoever. Also, speaking of which, we can see a short clip of Aaron and Enid hiding from some mysterious stranger, but I'll actually be saving that for a future video where I discuss the exclusive opening minute sneak peek for the episode. Alright, so I actually have a few King Ezekiel predictions even though he wasn't in the promo trailer or the sneak peeks. He was in one of the 2 promo images released for episode 808 because AMC normally releases 2 promo images for next week's episode, and then when it eventually airs, they release all the other promo images for it as well. And if you're wondering, the first promo was of Michonne and Daryl together at Alexandria, I believe, but the other one is actually of King Ezekiel sitting in front of his throne. Carol is shown running during the night, so we know she's in the next episode, and I'm not sure how, but I feel like we'll get more progression in Ezekiel's healing process as far as his current depression and guilt goes. I feel like this is foreshadowing that Ezekiel may come to the rescue again, like how he did alongside the Hilltop during the season 7 finale. With pretty much everyone we know getting ambushed next episode, Ezekiel may be getting set up to save them. Also, although that may be so, he might not actually do any saving until episode 809. As you may know, episode 808 is the mid-season finale, so there will likely be a few cliffhangers, and this might be one of them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask it already. Are King Ezekiel, Carol, and Jerry gonna save the day in either the mid-season finale or the mid-season premiere of season 8? So, what do you guys think about next week's episode? Also, if you're thinking about discussing that shocking surprise that Chris Hardwick was teasing on Talking Dead, it may or may not be the same unconfirmed character death that has kinda been spoiled all season, but I feel like I'll be covering that in a future video tomorrow all on its own, so just stay tuned for that. Until then, leave any predictions or theories down in the comment section below. If you'd like to take that extra step in helping support my videos, consider checking out my Patreon, where there's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as a chance to directly influence the videos being produced. It isn't necessary by any means, but it could really help in the long run. But as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.